This is where I say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Friday, the 27th day of March 2026. On this faithful Friday, Heavenly Father, thank you for blessing us to see this faithful Friday. We are grateful for the breath in our bodies, for the strength to rise, and for the new mercies you have given us this morning. Lord, we ask you to guide our steps today. Cover our families with your protection, fill our hearts with peace, and help us to walk in your joy no matter what we face. Father, you have been faithful through every season of our lives, and we trust you again today. Remind us that you are with us in every decision, every challenge, and every need. Let this day be one of favor, answered prayers, and renewed hope. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. Tonton, good morning. All right, daily affirmations. I welcome this new day with gratitude. My mind is calm and focused. God's guiding my steps today. I walk in peace, strength, and wisdom. Everything I face today will work for my good. Dear Lord, thank you for the gift of another day. Fill my heart with peace and my mind with clarity. Guide my thoughts from worry and replace fear with faith. Guide every decision I make today. Strengthen me when I feel weak and remind me that I am never alone. Protect my family. Order my steps. Help me show others love and peace. In Jesus' name, amen. I really need to get my glasses. You notice I'm squinting to read? Yeah, good morning, good morning. It's 25 minutes on to 7 o'clock. I hope you're having a good day, because it is indeed a good day to have a good day in a good way. And to those of you out there in the diaspora, good morning, good morning, good morning to every one of you. Good morning, Petlin. Good morning, Jennifer Colimo. Good morning, Lovey. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fine. And the folks on the Sister Isles of Carriacou and PD Martinique, good morning. Good morning to you, Reverend Samuel Caesar out there in East Flatbush, New York. I hope you're having a great morning thus far. Yeah, whatever you're going through today, man, just put it in his hands. And he has what it takes to get you out of it. Yeah, you gotta believe, you gotta trust. Good morning to Doc and Candy, Jesiah and the family out there in Winnipeg. Auntie Annis and Daniel out there in Winnipeg as well. Auntie Muriel and Erica, Sean out there in Toronto. Auntie Bern is in France. Yeah, hope you're all doing fine. Maggie, Auntie Louie in Grenada. How you doing? All is well? Nice, Auntie Elsa. Hey, okay, that's enough of my family now. Good morning to your family. Good morning, good morning. I hope all is well. And, if all is not well, you're still not doing too bad, all right? Always remember that, just cry out, cry out. Yeah, a good day to have a good day in a good way. The word of the day today, that word is, okay. Generate. No, actually, that word today is flexible. Generate is the other one, flexible. Oh Lord, it moves. F-L-E-X-I-B-L-E, flexible. Big fight. And it means able to change easily. A lot of people dead, they say. Lauren Salim is very flexible. She can change location. She can, Good morning, Lauren. How are you this morning? Hope all is well. Gratitude is a must. Last days. So remember that, the word of the day, flexible, able to change easily. Here's how we can use this word in a sentence. Work hours are flexible, or they're supposed to be flexible. So cries out to you. Yeah, I yearn for the day when work hours could be more flexible and more adaptable. Meaning, I wish I could stay home and just do the program from home. There are some folks who do it, but I do not have the requisite equipment to do that. Flexi hours. That's how they term it in the working industry, the labor industry. Flexi hours. Yeah, you can come in and do your do and leave. Yeah, good morning. Nice. I don't know if something is wrong, but I am not seeing any of my contacts. All right, good morning to those of you who are trying to get on. I'm on the live. I know that I'm on the live, but I'm not seeing any of my contacts as yet. I don't know why. Maybe there's a glitch or something. I don't know. Nonetheless, my soul cries out. Sometimes you've got to cry out. Who says big men don't cry? I cry when I look at things that are happening, when I look at the pressures of life, and I know I'm a tough cookie. What's about the folks who are not as tough as I am and they're going through these things, man? Sometimes it aches me. When I look at what's happening in Iran and Ukraine and right here in the region in Cuba, man. It really touched me last week. I think it was when I had Chester Humphrey here and the tears were just pouring down because of his, his close ties to Cuba and looking at what is happening to them in real time. My take on this, man, if you have a problem with the government, you have a problem with the government. Do things that will, affect and impact the government if you want them to align, But when you do what you do and innocent people are dying, this is crazy, man. As a matter of fact, on that note, I will be having Mr. Siddiqui Sylvester this morning with me as we talk on efforts to raise some much needed assistance for our dear friends in Cuba. Yeah, so we look forward to that. 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. That's the motivational tip of the day. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. You must start with a thought. Yes, it would. And then you work it through. Good morning to you, ASP Leon McQueen and family. How you doing? Auntie Merrill. That's how Denzel calling her. Auntie Merrill. It's free for anyone. Nice. Zizi, good morning. Good morning, AJ and NJ. Taya, good morning. The folks up in the Moai, good morning. Mr. What's his name again? Bess? Is it Bess? My nurse friend right next door. Good morning. I don't know why your name slipped me this morning. The Bishop family out there in Latin. Good morning. How are you doing? My soul cries out. Right next to cousin Oliver Joseph. How are you doing, cousin? I ain't seen you these days at all. Boy. Alright, don't watch that. Buzzing this morning, the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs launches institutional strengthening project for Grenada's cultural and creative industries. Good morning, Adrian Posueda Thomas and family. Also, we hear that UN slave trade ruling boosts CARICOM reparations efforts. In the region, judge hears Maduro's bid for Venezuela funds in U.S. case. Internationally, Wall Street bonuses hit record high of nearly $50 billion in 2025. In sports cricket, West Indies blocks Seals' Hampshire move in a bid to manage his workload, and the International Olympic Committee, that's the IOC, to ban transgender women from Olympic women's events. What? I wonder what the LGBTQ community is going to say about this one. Hey folks, it's 18 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning, ASP James and family out there in Beaton. Yeah. old Taylor's houseboy.
My soul cry out, my soul cry out.
Hope you're doing well, Papi. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. You keep slim. I don't know. But I was always bigger than you all, you know. Sometimes I wonder, why do I have to be so tough, you know, physically, you know. But why me? 17 minutes gone to the 7 o'clock hour. Just want to reach out and say good morning to the hard-working, dedicated, and committed staff of the GBN, the management, and the entire staff. The folks in the newsroom, good morning. Miss Blackman, how are you doing? It's a good day to have a good day. Eugenia Peters, good morning. The folks, principal and staff at the St. Dominic's RC School, good morning. I think I'm going to adopt that school, you know. There's some wonderful students there. I interacted with them, and oh my goodness, I was tempted to get back into the classroom. But nonetheless, I'll be visiting you regularly, so need not worry, all right? Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. My soul's in your hands.
Every generation has its moment. A moment when a nation decides to build something greater. For its people, for its future. For Grenada, that moment is now. The government of Grenada invites the entire nation to witness the groundbreaking ceremony for the new General Hospital under Project Polaris. Be there as we break ground on a future where every Grenadian has access to modern, world-class healthcare. Friday, 27th March, at the Project Polaris site, Calaveni, St. George. Arrive at 3:30 p.m. The ceremony begins at 4 p.m. sharp. Bring your pride, bring your hope, and witness the beginning of a new chapter in Grenada's history. Project Polaris, building the future of healthcare, building the future of Grenada.
A trip to Grenada from April 4th to the 6th, 2026. A decision you'll never regret. This isn't just any destination. It's where passion meets performance. Welcome to the 53rd Carifta Games, hosted at the iconic Kirani James Athletic Stadium in St. George's. Under the theme, Passion Drives Performance. The best of the Caribbean's junior athletes will compete in electrifying track and field competition. Organized now and be part of an experience like no other, where talent, passion, and perseverance come alive on the land of 100,000 jab. Feel the passion, celebrate the performance, and create memories that will last a lifetime in pure Grenada, the land of warmth, spirit, and unstoppable energy. Welcome to the 53rd Carifta Games.
This is the morning edition of news for today, Friday, March 27th, 2026. Coming up in the news, Grenada Office of Creative Affairs launches institutional strengthening project for Grenada's cultural and creative industries. UN slave trade ruling boosts CARICOM reparations efforts. In the region, judge hears Maduro bid for Venezuela funds in a U.S. case. Internationally, Wall Street bonuses hit record high of nearly $50 billion in 2025. And in sports, Cricket West Indies blocks Seals' Hampshire move in a bid to manage his workload. And the International Olympic Committee, that's the IOC, they banned transgender women from Olympic women's events. The details to this and more are straight ahead. Stay with us.
Grenada, the fire's about to be lit. Get ready for the ultimate grilling showdown. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026 is coming your way. Saturday, May the 30th at the Monroe Plain Field. The search is on for the island's top grill masters. Do you have what it takes? Bring your flavor and compete in the chicken category, the seafood category, and the bold, most creative grill category, where daring ideas take the crown. And this year, the heat isn't just for adults. Introducing the Junior Grillers category. Schools and youth groups. If you are under 18, this is your time to shine. So fire up those coals, sharpen those grilling skills, and get ready to battle for grilling glory. Registration is now open. Call or WhatsApp 405-8458 to secure your spot. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, Saturday, May the 30th, Monroe Plain Field. Come for food, stay for the vibes, and witness who will be crowned King of the Grill. Brought to you by Maggie, enhancing the natural flavor of your food.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
Good morning, everyone. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph, and I just want to welcome Graphics and his audience from Hot 98 FM as usual. Now, in the news this morning, reports are coming that there has been a fire at the old CID building that's close to the General Hospital in St. George's. That fire started early in the early hours this morning. Now, we at the GBN, the newsroom, will get more information and give you a more comprehensive report in a later newscast. Also, today, the RGPF is reminding folks that are attending this annual Drum Fest in the National Stadium that there will be a strong police presence there. And on the conclusion of the event, patrons, students as well, are encouraged to leave a town as soon as possible because there will be repercussions. And again, I just want to remind you that the groundbreaking ceremony for the Project Polaris is on today. It's a whole day of activities starting from around 10, where there will be displays and then there's interactions and so forth. And the official ceremony starts promptly at 4, with all the dignitaries and so forth will be there. So make it a must. Make it a national event. Go on out and interact, ask your questions, and get clarifications. It's the groundbreaking ceremony for Project Polaris today. Now, the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs under the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture has started a 6-month project to strengthen the country's cultural and creative industries. The project aims to review how cultural organizations are managed, the laws that govern them, and to recommend improvements for better coordination and efficiency. Project sponsor Orlando Romaine says the creative sector is key to Grenada's future, creating jobs, supporting tourism, and opening new business opportunities. However, the current system faces issues like overlapping responsibilities and poor cooperation among groups. The government will assess these challenges and propose changes to policies and management structures. Tourism and Culture Minister Adrian Thomas says this initiative will help lay a strong foundation for Grenada's creative industries. CARICOM countries are celebrating a historic United Nations resolution that officially recognizes the transatlantic slave trade as one of the greatest crimes in human history. The resolution, led by Ghana and backed by CARICOM and the African Union, calls for formal apologies, reparations, and the return of stolen cultural artifacts. Grenada's National Reparations Committee Chairman Ali Gill says the decision strengthens the region's efforts, though challenges remain as the vote was not unanimous. The United States, Israel, and Argentina voted against, while the UK and European Union abstained, showing some resistance from former colonial powers. For CARICOM, which has a 10-point reparations plan seeking compensation, development support, and acknowledgement of historical wrongs, this UN declaration is seen as a powerful statement of international support, even though it's not legally binding. CARICOM leaders say it marks a turning point in the global push for justice. Grenada's soursop industry is receiving critical support from the Food and Agricultural Organization, the FAO, as the nation remains the sole exporter of fresh, non-irradiated soursop to the U.S. market. This unique access generates an estimated $2.6 million each year and provides livelihoods for about 2,600 smallholder farmers. To maintain and expand this lucrative market, the FAO, Grenada's Ministry of Agriculture, and the Standards and Trade Development Facility, STDF, are working together to strengthen the country's sanitary and phytosanitary systems. The latest initiative included a 3-day workshop focused on risk management and industry resilience held at the National Stadium in partnership with the Caribbean Agricultural Health and Food Safety Agency, CAFSA. The project aims to safeguard Grenada's export reputation and boost its rural economy. And finally, Grenada Electricity Services Limited, known as Grenlec, will transition its customers to paperless electricity billing by the end of April. The company says this move will improve efficiency and make it easier for customers to access their bills online via email or through the mobile app. Chief Executive Officer Leroy A.E. Abraham states that the initiative will reduce long lines and enhance overall convenience for customers. Grenlec is encouraging customers to register online for the new system, assuring that support will be available to assist those making the transition. That's the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments, they are straight ahead. In the region, a U.S. judge is considering whether ex-Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife can use Venezuelan government money to pay for their legal defense. U.S. prosecutors argue that Maduro plundered Venezuela's wealth and should not be allowed to use state funds to pay legal fees in his U.S. narco-terrorism case. Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, want the case dismissed, saying U.S. sanctions have blocked the access to Venezuelan money. Judge Alvin Hellerstein said the right to defense is important, but he will not dismiss the case over the dispute. He will decide later if they may use Venezuelan funds. Maduro and Flores were brought to New York after being seized in Caracas. Both deny the charges. The next court date is yet to be set. The U.S. Southern Command says its forces, led by General Francis Donovan, targeted a vessel believed to be involved in drug trafficking in the Caribbean Sea. 4 men were killed and no U.S. troops were hurt. This brings the total killed in similar U.S. strikes in the area to over 163 since 2019 as part of a policy started under President Trump. The military campaign faces legal challenges. The ACLU is suing the U.S. for wrongful death after 2 Trinidadian men died in an October strike. The families say the U.S. broke international law by using deadly force against civilians outside a war zone. Now looking further afield, Wall Street bonuses reached a record high of $49.2 billion in 2025, rising 9% from the previous year. That's according to the New York State Comptroller's Office. The average bonus increased 6% to $246,900, while total industry profits climbed 30% to $65.1 billion. Comptroller Thomas Di Napoli said Wall Street's strong performance continued despite global and domestic challenges. Major banks and investment firms saw gains in asset management, wealth management, equity brokerage, and private equity. Tax revenue from Wall Street remains critical for New York, with the sector accounting for nearly 20% of state tax collections and over 8% of city tax revenue in 2025. In 2024, the average securities sector salary, including bonuses, hit $505,677, almost 5 times higher than the city's private sector average. And finally, U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States will be Iran's worst nightmare if Iran does not agree to a peace deal. He also claims that Tehran is begging for an agreement, but did not say how the U.S. would bring Iran to talks or why more attacks would change Iran's positions after weeks of fighting. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff confirmed that a 15-point peace plan was sent to Iran, but did not share more details. An Iranian official told state media that Iran has a natural and legal right to control the Strait of Hormuz. This follows claims by Israel that it killed an Iranian Navy chief who was leading the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a major route for global oil shipment. A global policy group said the blockade is increasing costs, reducing demand, and adding to inflation worldwide. That's the regional and international news. Stay with us. The sports is straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. Cricket West Indies says it is being proactive and precise about managing key fast bowlers after blocking Jaden Sills' move to Hampshire. Sills, originally signed to play county cricket, was denied a no-objection certificate so he can focus on regional and international duties. Along with Shamar Joseph and Alzari Joseph, Sills will have his workload watched closely to keep him fit for upcoming home series against Sri Lanka, New Zealand and Pakistan, followed by tours of India and Bangladesh. CWI says careful planning will help their bowlers perform at their best. Alzari Joseph, coming back from injury, will play the PSL under monitoring. CWI says fast bowlers are vital assets and their health is a top priority this season. The IOC says only athletes who do not have the SRY or the SRY gene found on the Y chromosome can compete in women's events. This once-in-a-lifetime test aims to keep the women's category fair and safe. The new rule will not affect local sports or past competitions. Supporters say this move protects women's sport, while critics say it is unfair and causes stigma. The IOC says all athletes must be treated with respect and will offer support and advice. This is a big change for Olympic rules worldwide. And finally, in sports, FIFA officials have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago to investigate claims of match fixing in the island's top football leagues. The TNT Premier Football League CEO Yale Antwine said, and Caledonia AIA executive Gordon Pierre confirmed that FIFA is conducting interviews with players as part of the probe. The officials arrived quietly due to the sensitive nature of the allegations. Match-fixing concerns have affected both top-flight and second-tier football in Trinidad and Tobago, but the issue has often been ignored. In 2023, sports leaders and coaches called on the TNT Football Association to address these concerns. The investigation is ongoing as FIFA aims to address integrity issues in local football. That's all the sports we've got at this time. We'll have more sports in a luncheon and primetime newscasts. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
For the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster Jonathan Price at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Friday the 27th of March, 2026, as recorded at the Morris Bishop International Airport. It is currently cloudy. Winds are coming from the east at 12 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1013.1 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 26.3 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 75%. Yesterday's maximum was 30.6 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 25.6 degrees Celsius. Only a trace of rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours, since the total for the month remains at 14.7 millimeters. And now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique Valley for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, becoming fair at times, with brief light showers. Today's max will be 30.5 degrees Celsius with winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 13 to 23 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate at waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. High tide will be at 9:30 a.m. and low tide at 5:45 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:18 and sunrise at 6:06. Just repeat the public forecast for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy, becoming fair at times with brief light showers. From the forecast of Skyline Morris Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. You and your team, the entire team there at the forecast desk, the Met office as a whole, you all have a great weekend likewise. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Claim your keys, open the door to more than you imagined before. New home, fresh start, make moves and play it smart. Expand, invest or renew. ACB's right there with you. With ACB Home Advantage Mortgages, you get up to 100% financing, reduced fees, and a $100,000 unsecured credit card. Claim your keys, open the door to more than you imagined before with ACB.
Terms and conditions apply.
It's 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. A Grenada Office of Creative Affairs launches institutional strengthening project for Grenada's cultural and creative industries. UN slave trade ruling boosts CARICOM reparations efforts. In the region, judge hears Maduro's bid for Venezuela funds in U.S. case. Internationally, Wall Street bonuses hit record high of nearly $50 billion in 2025. And in sports, Cricket West Indies block Sale's Hampshire move in a bid to manage workload, and International Olympic Committee, the IOC, to ban transgender women from Olympic women's events. That's the morning edition of news for today, Friday, March 27th. Folks, just before we wrap, just want to remind you that the Service Industry Expo that's happening today and tomorrow. And also tomorrow, that's happening at the Trade Center. Also tomorrow, there is the car show at the Montrouge playing field. And so you can, tour both sides. Today, don't forget to go out and support the students in the Drum Fest at the National Stadium. And reminding students and patrons after that drum fest, the police, they're cautioning that their presence will be very heavy at the town of St. George. So you ought to get home, get to the buses, and leave as quickly as you possibly can. So once again, on behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, wishing everyone a productive and safe day, a great weekend. Support the activities, be safe, be positive, be good. Graphics and your team from Hot 98 FM, I extend the same to you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Grenada, the fire's about to be lit. Get ready for the ultimate grilling showdown. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026 is coming your way. Saturday, May the 30th at the Montrouge playing field. The search is on for the island's top grill masters. Do you have what it takes? Bring your flavor and compete in the chicken category, the seafood category, and the bold, most creative grill category, where daring ideas take the crown. And this year, the heat isn't just for adults. Introducing the Junior Grillers category. Schools and youth groups. If you are under 18, this is your time to shine. So fire up those coals, sharpen those grilling skills, and get ready to battle for grilling glory. Registration is now open. Call or WhatsApp 405-8458 to secure your spot. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026. Saturday, May the 30th, Montrouge playing field. Come for food, stay for the vibes, and witness who will be crowned King of the Grill. Brought to you by Maggie, enhancing the natural flavor of your food.
Grenada, we are back. Our senior women's national team returns to the pitch for a massive CONCACAF W qualifier, and they need your power behind them. Tuesday, April 14th, Karani James Athletics Stadium, Grenada versus Cayman Islands. Kickoff 5 p.m. This is national pride. This is passion. This is the road to glory. Tickets, adults just at $25, children $10, and kids under 12 get in free. Get your tickets now at gotofet.com or at these outlets: Chucky's Bar, Grenadian Optical, St. George's, and Spiceland Mall. GFA office. Bring your flags, bring your voice, and come support our Grenada women's national team as they battle for victory. Follow the journey on social media at Grenada Football Association. Grenada versus Cayman Islands, April 14th, 5 p.m. Be there and stand with Team Grenada.
The Inland Revenue Division and the Accountant General Division are coming to a community near you. That's right, our satellite offices are on the move, bringing services closer to home. No long travel, no hassle. Just quick, convenient service right in your community. We'll be on location to help you with all your tax and vendor registration matters. Ask about tax refunds, file objections, check property tax balances, pay your taxes on the spot. And yes, you can even register for GTAX and sign up for the new vendors portal. Catch us at these locations. In St. George, at the Bruce Street Mall on Friday, February 27th and March 27th. At our Young Street office on March 7th and March 14th. In St. John on Friday, February 27th at St. Francis Street. We'll be at the Grenville Car Park in St. Andrew and at the Carriacou District Revenue Office on Friday, March 13th. And on Friday, March 20th, we'll be at the District Revenue Offices in St. Patrick and St. Mark. All locations open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Longer hours, more convenience, better service for you. The Inland Revenue Division and the Accountant General Division's Satellite Office. Don't miss this opportunity.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
The Ministry of Agriculture's investment of approximately $1 million in pineapple production is taking shape. The investment is set to significantly reduce Grenada's dependence on imported pineapples, as well as to lengthen the availability of the fruit throughout the year. Over 70,000 pineapple plantlets were introduced to local farmers from September 2025, with 48 large-scale farmers cultivating between 1,000 to 1,500 plantlets, while several small-scale farmers had the opportunity to plant quantities of 300 or 500 plantlets. The project also engaged farmers in 15,000 plantains and over 20,000 banana plantlets. 2 nurseries were also established at the Maribor and Grambras estate and 1 in Carriacou for the purpose of supplying planting material to farmers for the expansion of the project. Subsequent planting at different months of the year, in combination with artificial flower induction, will contribute to further extension of the availability of fresh fruit expected to hit the market by December of this year. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, enhancing Grenada's food and nutrition security.
When the day's done, there's only one place to be. Jump it up. April 25th and 26th, the Kirani James Athletic Stadium comes alive. It's the Classic Lighting Communal Credit Union Invitational Games, the final showdown. Come witness all clubs battle for glory one last time. Gather your posse, take your stand, and jump up for Bankers Association, Hubbards, DG-Cell, Huggins, Brenlek, Nawasa, Prisons, Police, Busmen, and Flow. This is rivalry. This is passion. This is Grenada on fire. April 25th and 26th. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Don't miss it.
Every generation has its moment. A moment when a nation decides to build something greater. For its people, for its future. For Grenada, that moment is now. The government of Grenada invites the entire nation to witness the groundbreaking ceremony for the new General Hospital under Project Polaris. Be there as we break ground on a future where every Grenadian has access to modern, world-class healthcare. Friday, 27th March at the Project Polaris site, Calaveni, St. George. Arrive at 3:30 p.m. The ceremony begins at 4 p.m. sharp. Bring your pride, bring your hope, and witness the beginning of a new chapter in Grenada's history. Project Polaris, building the future of healthcare, building the future of Grenada.
Before the digital age, before the world moved at the speed of a click, there was a signal connecting a nation. In 1986, a journey in broadcasting began in Grenada, a journey that would grow into a trusted voice across the country. For 40 years, through radio and television, we've been there for the stories that shaped our nation, the news that mattered, the voices that informed us, the moments that brought us together. Your stories, your voices, your moments. The Grenada Broadcasting Network, 40 years strong. One nation, one network.
Grenada, the fire's about to be lit. Get ready for the ultimate grilling showdown. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026 is coming your way. Saturday, May the 30th at the Monrouge Plain Field. The search is on for the island's top grill masters. Do you have what it takes? Bring your flavor and compete in the chicken category, the seafood category, and the bold, most creative grill category, where daring ideas take the crown. And this year, the heat isn't just for adults. Introducing the Junior Grillers category. Schools and youth groups. If you are under 18, this is your time to shine. So fire up those coals, sharpen those grilling skills, and get ready to battle for grilling glory. Registration is now open. Call or WhatsApp 405-8458 to secure your spot. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026. Saturday, May the 30th, Monrouge Plain Field. Come for food, stay for the vibes, and witness who will be crowned King of the Grill. Brought to you by Maggie, enhancing the natural flavor of your food.
Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, the official pre-character, all-inclusive, all-white cruise experience is here. Hosted by the Grenada Olympians. It's respectfully yours. Premium entertainment with music by DJ Blackstorm and graphics, food and drink inclusive. All-white dress code experience. It's an Olympian hosted celebration. Ticket outlets, GoToFed.com. Grenadian Optical, Town and Grandance. Hot Boys Food Truck, Wall Street, and Chillaxing Cafe in Grandance and Subi. All proceeds support the next generation of Olympians. So on Thursday, April 2nd, respectfully yours, aboard the ecstasy. Carifta weekend starts.
The amendments to the existing Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act shall allow for the decriminalization of cannabis in Grenada. It permits the possession of up to 56 grams of cannabis and 15 grams of resin for individuals aged 21 and older.
21 minutes after 7 o'clock, running a bit late this morning, but nonetheless, I'm happy to join Sergeant Troy Paul from the Traffic Department of the RGPF. Our delay is due to the fact that we were trying to align the drone footage so we could have shown, but unfortunately, some technical issues, we are unable to do that. Nonetheless, good morning, Sarge.
A pleasant morning to you, and I trust that you had a blessed night, and looking forward to a wonderful day in the land of the living. Nonetheless, we are here this morning to let persons know what is happening traffic-wise, and to let them know that where they can pass and where they shouldn't pass it this morning as it relates to getting to work or getting to their destination. And I do, as I'm looking from that drone footage that you just mentioned, looking at everything here, we see in most of the areas traffic is moderately flowing. And as we just had a look at traffic coming out from the Lucas Street roundabout, and we already start seeing traffic movement in that area, and it is start getting a little heavier coming from the St. Paul's direction. So definitely persons coming from that direction should know what to expect. As we dive right over to traffic coming from the western side, that traffic is moderately flowing coming into the town of St. George, and persons who heading into the town, definitely we start seeing that as we get, it's already 22 past, so definitely we have a moderately to heavy flow of traffic coming from that direction as well. We're seeing here the movement is steady coming from the western side, so we're expected to build a little going as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. As we stated, most of the other areas are moderately flowing. Also, Calivini also has similar light traffic coming out from the St. Paul's direction as well. As we're looking at the traffic coming out from the Grenada direction, and this traffic here is already moderate to heavy coming from the Grenada direction. It's a Friday morning, and most likely it's one of the month-end weekends. We're not fully there, but we know what happens. I believe it's one of the fortnights or payday time, so we know what happens when persons have a little extra cash in their pocket. We see a lot of movements on our roads, but nonetheless, we definitely have to do what we have to do. But we have traffic officers in most of the areas where we have traffic affecting, such as areas as Defu intersection with Springs. There we have a challenge most of the times with the volume of traffic where persons come from the eastern main road will divert onto the Munjal Road and come down onto the Defu Springs Road. Also, persons coming from Grenada and other areas who use the Toby Public Road, definitely we have that build up along the Springs area. So we have an officer normally placed in that area to assist in the regulating of the traffic, including areas such as Old Fort, Market Hill, and other surrounding areas, Reno Cinema as well. But as we dive back looking at the Lucas Street roundabout, we're seeing here that the traffic slightly increased a bit. Even traffic coming out from the Mahastil direction, which came from Tempe and other areas. We have already seen traffic right almost up to the Munjalu intersection, and that is how the traffic is bumper to bumper coming out from the St. Paul's direction. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice and you're coming out from that direction and you may be heading to Grandance or other areas, you can definitely take that traffic diversion to Munjalu if you're heading to Grandance from St. Paul's direction to avoid that bumper-to-bumper traffic coming on. Lotus Lane is moderately flowing, heading on to the Reno area, where we're seeing here that it is not that heavy, but Reno is moderately flowing as well as the moment, but we know that will change any minute from now with the heavy traffic that would normally come from Springs, which we are already seeing here. Springs is flowing nicely, moderately flowing traffic with the potential of becoming heavy. So most of the areas, as we reported, moderately flowing with the exception of a few areas, traffic coming from the St. Paul's, Calivini Public Road. We had a look at Cherry Hill, which is moderately flowing, Grand Tang moderately flowing as well, so that persons know exactly what is happening as it relates to their volume of traffic coming from their direction. As we move on right into the accident state for the past 24 hours, we had a total of 5 minor accidents reported. Traffic headquarters reported 1 minor, South 2 minors, and Grenville Police Station 2 minor, giving us that total of 5. I'm not too sure if they heard the sound of my voice yesterday, but we had a decrease of almost 50% in reported accidents, and that is what we want to see going forward. But nonetheless, we appeal as we head into the weekend. We know that alcohol consumption will be on the minds of persons, but again, we appeal if you have to drink, do have a designated driver, we do have taxis and other means and modes of transportation to get you home. So do not attempt to drink if you're drunk, drive if you're drunk, and so forth. But remember, we always tell people, know your limit. The legal percentage is 70 micrograms of alcohol. A breathalyzer test is subjected if you are suspected to be under the influence. And once you're over, after a breathalyzer test is completed, you will definitely be arrested and charged. We know frantic driving is one of the issues as well for persons who are staying in the countryside and have to make long trips. Remember, your safety is paramount. Your safety is important. So as we dive right into the traffic reports, we do not expect any cruise ship in our ports today or any major funeral. We do have one small funeral in the crematorium, that is River Road side, Cemetery Hill. Nothing to be alarmed of. So here we have it. We spoke about a lot of the things. The only I want to let persons know, Joe, is that the project now is a project on a morning time from 9 a.m. continues. That's between Monkuma and Snell Corner area. So persons coming down will definitely have to make that diversion to Boca and exit onto the Snell Corner Bolio intersection. We've also seen some work being taken place along the Willis Public Road coming from the Constantine intersection. So persons who are living inside it were asked to use the Monkuma Road as well. However, much more PR have to be done in that area. But once we do, we'll definitely let the public know what is happening in that area. As we dive back right into the traffic reporting, we're seeing here that slight increase in most of the areas. So persons, please take note. If you have not left home as yet, you will definitely be late if you're heading into the town of St. George. So be mindful. We ask that you drive safely, drive cautiously, and please obey traffic signs, signals, and symbols as you dive right into or heading to wherever that you're heading. And that is all that we have for persons this morning as we wrap things up. Any questions from you? Anything that you observed this morning that you want us to mention before we take it to?
No. Well, again, the time I come to studio, after 4 in the morning, not much is happening on the roads. My concern is basically the same. Vehicles parked in places that I think is the road. But nonetheless, that's a different conversation altogether. But thank you as usual for the comprehensive report, and have a great weekend. Get some rest, because we're at it again next week if the good Lord says we're on the wake up list.
Absolutely, and then we have Carifta next week.
That's next week, so we'll talk that next week.
Absolutely.
Have a good one, Serge.
You as well, and to the entire team, have a blessed weekend.
Have a good one. Folks, that's the traffic report. It's 30 minutes after 7 o'clock. We take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we get on the way with the conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're beginning our final descent to Morris Bishop International Airport. Welcome to Grenada.
Our marketing goals for 2026 are ambitious yet achievable. We aim to drive airlift growth by collaborating with airlines and travel partners to expand seat capacity and routes. Strengthening community and stakeholder engagement is key, as we want to ensure that the benefits of tourism are felt broadly across our islands. Promoting sustainable tourism is a priority, as we encourage practices that preserve Grenada's environment, heritage, and cultural identity. We also want to focus on expanding into new markets while reinforcing our brand's position in existing markets. By increasing engagement and conversion through targeted digital campaigns, enhancing content quality, and building strong relationships with industry partners, we hope to boost brand awareness, improve our reputation, and secure media mentions in our target markets.
Grenada, sports aren't just a game. They're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency. Unlock the possibilities.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you run it, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you run it, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Kites in the sky, families on the beach, good food, good vibes. It's the Easter season, but parents, remember this. Even on holidays, your parenting duties continues. If they're at the beach, stay within arm's reach. If they're flying kites, keep them away from the roads and electrical lines. If they're out, know where they are, who they're with, and what time they're coming home. And remember, if you're liming, somebody must stay sober to supervise. More free time means more screen time. Monitor online activity, maintain curfews, keep structure in place. Because safety starts at home. This Easter, let's protect what matters most. A message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs. Empowering parents, protecting children.
Hello, I'm leaving the house right now. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Life gets hectic. That's why I registered for myaccount.grenleg.com and chose paperless billing. It was simple. I went to the site and clicked sign up. I then tapped find my new account number, typed in my old number without the zeros at the front, and got my new account number instantly. The new account number is also in the app under the Balances tab or at the top of any recent Grenleg bill. I entered my new account number and the total amount due on my most recent bill, then filled out the profile information and subscription sections. They sent me an email to create a password and sign in. And finally, I signed up for paperless billing, and now everything I need is in one place. Myaccounts.grenleg.com and paperless billing have really brought me peace of mind.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. It's 24 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and I'm joined this morning in studio by my good friend, Mr. Conrad Francis. He is the president of the Grenada Athletics Association. As you know, Carifta is just around the corner. Before we get into the meat of the conversation, I just want to pass on that information. Good morning to you, my dear friend, Ambassador Aaron Moses, right? You know, he came last week in his portfolio, the deputy chair of the organizing committee. That outing that was scheduled for today in front of the Esplanade Mall, well, that has been postponed due to the late arrival of some of the paraphernalia that was supposed to be on display. It has been postponed to next Wednesday. All right, so please be guided accordingly. The outing that was expected to be at the Esplanade Mall today, it is postponed to next Wednesday, and as the information comes, I will be sharing that with you. But again, it's due to the delay in the arrival of some of the items. So good morning to you, Mr. Francis. How are you?
Good morning to you, and good morning also to your listeners, both locally and in the diaspora.
The viewers and listeners.
Viewers
and
listeners, yeah.
Now I have to laugh this morning. Mr. Francis, I called Conrad last week and said, listen, you have to come on the program to talk character. He told me the AC has been too cold. Look at the man condition inside my studio this morning. What's wrong with this? Who does that? As the young people say, that's a prank.
It's real.
All right. Nonetheless, we're here to talk character. And yesterday, a good friend of mine who calls me family now asked me to pick up 2 tickets. Main stand tickets for character. So I went to get the tickets yesterday, and I was told there were no more tickets. What's going on with that, man? The attendance is that high already?
Yeah, we've had a lot of demands for tickets in the main stand, and as such, people have been snapping up their tickets on a regular basis now. So it was unfortunate that you did not get, but also the release of tickets have been staggered also, so there just might be some being released later on in the next couple of days.
Okay, all right, that's good news. All right, so but that's a good sign. I mean, that's a really good sign for athletics. You know, people are interested.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there has been a build-up in the sale of the tickets since after Intercall. As you know, Intercall was a bumper success. You know, people enjoyed it. The energy was high voltage, right? So people are now getting into the vibes, if you want to say that. And everybody wants to be in the main stand, but everybody cannot be in the main stand. And I want to appeal to all the potential patrons out there that the secondary pavilion is available, the bleachers are available also, and in fact, 2 of the better places to actually sit in the stadium to view track and field meet is the first bleacher. The energy there does be electrifying.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And then also in the secondary pavilion, you get a very good view of the entire activity in the stadium. When you are in the main stand, you cannot actually see, let's say, the long jump going on in the other end.
Okay.
But when you are in the secondary pavilion, you can see it. So for me, it is the perfect place to sit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was told yesterday that there were tickets, but for the finish line, what's
Yes, there are some more seats in the finish line, but I guess it's premium seating.
Yeah, it's pricey.
It's premium seating. So you find that maybe in the next couple of days those seats will be gone.
Okay.
But all for now, it's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
So
okay. So I have my bid in for two tickets for the main stand when the next batch of tickets are released. All right, so in terms of preparations, I am so happy and proud of the Athletics Association and all the bodies that are around, the entities that are around the hosting of the event. For us to be able to host character games, we can say back to back, because 2024 we had it. Was there a character games in 25?
No, 26, 25 was in Trinidad.
Right. And now for Grenada to quickly raise its hand when Guyana couldn't do it and say, yes, we can, and to get the games, it speaks volumes on the organizational prowess of our team, the Athletic Association, and the other entities that make it happen.
Yes, definitely. And Well, we didn't raise our hand that quickly because we were very apprehensive. At first, when we were approached, we said, no, we cannot do this. But then something significant happened. It's that all the other federations that were at the Congress, they started to come to us and say, hey, you all got to take these games. You all got to have it. We love Grenada. Grenada always puts on the best games that we've attended to. So we started, well, what is going on here? So we contacted the government, the cabinet ministers in Grenada, whilst we were in Trinidad. We spoke to, for example, Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor and other key members of our organization, our LOC, that we had in 2024, and we say, hey, this is what is happening. What do we do? You know, and we were advised that we should approach the government on it. So right there and then, messages were sent to the cabinet, and before we left Trinidad, they told us, yes, we can go ahead and raise our hands that we're going to host the games.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. That's really good. In terms of the stadium here, okay, is it in comparison to the other stadium around? We up to par?
Well, up to par is an understatement.
Okay.
I think that we have one of the best stadiums in the Caribbean region.
Okay.
And I mean, it is not only coming from us, but everyone who comes to Grenada expresses that. Yeah. So our stadium is ready to host the games. Everybody loves it. It's an international stadium. It is a certified level 1, class 1 stadium. We have all the various sectors that are needed for an international meet.
Okay.
And we have proven that over the years.
Okay. Now, as it relates to the execution of the games, I mean, I know a lot of work. Like I said, I had Mr. Aaron Moses last week, the deputy chair for the organizing committee, and he was, stating how much energies that are being put out towards it. But in terms of the actual execution, is everything in place now?
Well, yes, we are putting the icing on the cake, so to speak. All the hard work has gone in, and we are still continuing to work hard. We are not resting on our laurels, and we think that everything is in place. So it's just a matter of double checking, going over our checklist and so on, and making sure that we dot all the I's and cross all the T's. But I would say yes, we are ready. As you know, staging our games, the local organizing committee plays a very important role in that. And this is headed by Mr. Vida Bruno Victor. And we have mostly 90% of the persons who were there in 2024. So the template, we had a ready-made template, right? So it was just to put that together and just get the machine rolling.
Okay.
So we have all our stakeholders are involved. You have the Ministry of Sports is fully on board. There's also the National Organizing Committee is also on board, and also we have to give our sponsors a very big thank you for the manner in which they came on. I mean, our sponsors are really on board with us, and we have a lot of new sponsors, so we are hoping that at the end of the day we will not be in the red.
Okay, all right, that's good. As it relates to Team Grenada, all right, hosting is one thing, but Grenada also has to represent, and I hope that we have the advantage of home crowd and so forth. During the intercall games, I heard you commented in the live commentary that you were a bit dissatisfied with the management of our athletes. All right. Now intercall is gone. do you think our athletes have enough recuperation time to give the best of themselves at character?
Our chair of the local organizing committee, Mrs. Vida Bruno Victor, she has a phrase that she's been using recently, that when the character over, what next? Right? So I want to take a page from that and say, when the intercall over, what next?
Okay.
Right? So we have admonished our coaches, the parents, the teachers, that to be very careful with what happens at intercall. And we have seen the effects of it. We've said that the athletes should be managed properly. We believe that what happens at intercall is nothing short of physical abuse of the athletes, where you have one athlete doing 9 events, which means that it'll be running sometimes 13 times, 14 times over a 3-day period. That's not sufficient time for recovery of the athletes, and it is tantamount to athletes getting injured. And we have practical examples of that I can speak of this morning. Right now.
So we've lost some athletes?
We've lost some athletes. At least one. Cornell Pierre, who won the decathlon event. And he is a 3-time character medalist. So this was going to be his last. And poor boy, he will not be able to participate at the games because of the injury he sustained after finishing the decathlon. He was asked to compete in the javelin event and got injured in there. I can speak of another athlete. I would not call any name, but that athlete is suffering from some injuries. Yes, they are on the team, but we are holding our breath that they would be able to make it through the games.
But let me ask this. From a sports administration perspective, does the Olympic Committee and the Athletics Association have any sort of say in the managing of athletes per se? Like, are there dictates that can be made?
No, we can only advise.
Okay.
We can only advise and bring awareness to all stakeholders what is involved, what should happen and what should not happen. As I stated before, that in the first, there's a coaching manual produced by the World Athletics, and the first chapter in that book speaks to coaching ethics and safeguarding. Right? So in other words, it tells you what should happen, and it spells out that the athlete comes first. In all what you do in coaching, the athlete is at the forefront. Right. It isn't about results, it is about performance. Track and field is about performance, not about one athlete running 8 and 9 times in an event and winning. What is winning?
Yeah.
What is winning? It's all about performance. An athlete wants to know, if you're running the 800 and 1500 meters, you want to know that every time you go out there, you are striving to produce your best. And how would you produce your best? By running faster times than the last race you ran. Right? So that is always the aim, to throw further, to jump higher, and to run faster. But as I said before, that this is a very controversial topic. It is very debatable because the schools, they want to win. I mean, you would have seen the celebrations in the street.
Yeah.
People win, that they are happy, they are glad.
So the whole is all about points.
Yeah,
the accumulation of points.
The accumulation of points, right? And we understand that. We understand that. But we are saying that there should be more care. There should be more care and understanding of the athletes.
And it boils down to management, actually, because if I mean, in as much as, okay, an athlete might be so good and you think they're so strong that they can run or participate in multiple events, but what it does is that it could eventually give them a mediocre performance. They might still win.
Of course.
They might still win because of how good they are as an athlete, and their competitors might not be up to scratch, but the actual result might be mediocre.
Of course. And the results of the intercall are there to show. I mean, one athlete who usually runs 2 minutes 12 seconds for the 800 won it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You know, that's a far cry, right? And these same athletes we expect now to now come out in full armor and compete for in the national colors. So they have to change the mood now. So we are hoping, yes, that we can really assist them in getting there.
The nutrition and everything up.
Yeah. Well, for example, we have a camp starting today.
Okay.
Right, with the team, as you know, we have selected the team. We have selected 71 athletes to represent Grenada. It is the largest team that we have ever selected since the inception of the games in 1972, and we are hoping that these athletes will be able to motivate them because they were on a high for intercall, right? Now we're hoping to see if we can continue to motivate them, right, and rehabilitate them before character. So, for example, this week we've had them. There was a template, a schedule developed for the athletes to see the physio. So the physio from Monday, they were seeing all of the athletes and making sure that those who needs to be recuperated and rehabilitated, they are getting that sort of treatment. And during the camp, we will continue that. So the camp starts today. We'll also work on the mental aspect and also the nutritional aspect, and see how we can get them ready, rewind them for character.
That's good. I would like to refer to you as an athletic watchdog. All right, you're abreast with what's happening in athletics. Okay, do you think Grenada would? Let me rephrase the question. How is Grenada athletics doing on the regional circuit?
I think we are doing very well. We are doing very well. Historically, we have done so in the Eastern Caribbean. For a matter of fact, we are the leaders. We are the only country who have 3 Olympic medalists in different events. Right, you have Kirani in the 400, Lyndon in the combined events, and Anderson in the javelin. I'm saying we are sitting on a perch that a lot of other countries are very zealous of. When you look at the region,
when you look at it on a per capita basis,
we are one of the leaders in the world where that is concerned, and this is by no fluke.
Okay.
It's no fluke when you look at our structure. Our structure in Grenada, even the pre-primary schools have track meets, and you see them well dressed in their uniforms. Don't take that lightly. Not in much countries you'll see that. Outside of Jamaica, we have the biggest school meet. You know, those of you who probably looking at boys and girls champs now, I mean, you can compare it to our intercall. It's one of the best. And intercall had followers throughout the region. Throughout the region. If you look at the views of intercall, it's comparable to what you'll see for boys and girls champs.
Grenada is the place they're looking at now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that whole structure is the nursery for the development of our athletes. So athletes come through, and then we identify them and see how far we can take them. I mean, I am not satisfied with I think the pathway is there, but there are weaknesses in the pathway in terms of what do we do with our athletes when they turn over 20. From 20 and under, I think we are good.
Yeah.
We are good there.
So we need to extend our reach. We need to extend our reach.
And I'm happy to know that we've heard talk about reviving the OECS meet. You probably was too young to know when there was an OECS track meet. Right, it started in 1987.
I really don't like I don't like you say. Look at us, both of our beards are white, so we're both old men.
Well, the fact that I never heard you speak about it on your program, so that's why I say that.
Maybe.
Right, but I think we were in a good place when we had the OECS track and field meet, because it catered for our senior athletes. And I think there's talk about reviving it, and hopefully that will come on stream this year again.
Okay.
Right. So the transition between under 20 and 20 and over, I think that is our weakest point on our program, and we are trying to see exactly how we can bridge that gap. I think that's one of the things that we really have to work on, and then we would enjoy more successes in the regional and international.
Okay, we need to wrap now because we have to join the BBC. Tell me, anything you thought we missed as it relates to character?
Well, yeah, all I need to say is to encourage people to come out and support the athletes, just like they did for Intercall. We'd always have to refer to Intercall.
Intercall
because this year was special.
Yeah,
it was special.
Yeah.
With SAS winning the double, it was special.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage people to come out in their numbers and support the character team. It's the same people that you supported for Intercall.
Yeah.
So now it's a national team, so it should be a greater outpouring.
Yeah.
Right? So tickets are online. I know some people are having difficulties. Right? It's on online. Wednesday coming, we'll be on the Carnage selling tickets. So it'll be last opportunity to get tickets on Wednesday. And we do have some tickets at the stadium, at our office at the stadium, so people can come out and get their tickets.
And in a bit to garner support, when we're going to back Team Grenada first, of course, but in the final analysis, athletics, track and field is what we want to win. You understand? May the best team win, but we're going to ensure that we give Team Grenada the home advantage as much as possible, but it must be fair. We're going to support track and field.
Well, obviously, that's the aim. And people love to see their regional counterparts.
Yeah.
Grenadians don't only support Grenada people, Grenadian athletes. They support everybody, and we hope that will continue. But when we win, we want to see them pull the plug, pull the grenade.
Yeah. Have the backpack and ready.
Yeah, and ready. Yeah.
Mr. Francis, it's always a pleasure speaking with you, and we look forward to another engagement. Maybe on the conclusion of the character games, we can come back and do a post-mortem of it and look for next year's projections. I know we wouldn't get another character next year, but I want us to do what it takes, because we are now seeing, I think it has to do with the successes of Hazelland Regis and all the people that went to the Olympics, and now our Grenada's recognition, it's giving our athletes a deeper motivation. And I know we have the talent. We're not bankrupt for talent.
No, we are not. And we can even go further back from Hazelland, people like Hazelland Regis and Alan Francic.
Yes.
And we could go back to Donald Pear in the 1970s,
Yeah.
So we have a rich history in that, and we have mentors that our athletes could look up to and try to emulate. But I just want to also shout out all our sponsors who have come on board. I think it is very important, and we are very grateful for the support. Also our volunteers. Sports cannot run with volunteers. Without volunteers. Because if we have to pay all these people, then it would not happen. So all our technical officials who have supported us during the season through all our meets, we had about 8 meets, and our volunteers were there. When I see people like, Clint Williams.
Yes. Yeah.
Will close his shop every Saturday and come to our mini meets, just to highlight one person.
Yeah.
Right, so our volunteers really put in the work, and it's all praises to them. Were it not for them, we would not have had a Kirani James or Anderson Peters or Lyndon Victor, because they were there to officiate in these games and make it happen, so that their talent could have been seen and identified and nurtured.
All right, we have to wrap now, but what I would require of you, you'd send me that information. Send me a list of the sponsors, and also if you can compile a list of all your volunteers. We at the GBN would like to emulate them and give them as much national thanks as we possibly can. So send that to me and we'll broadcast it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Folks, that's it for the conversation. We've got to wrap because there are folks who are waiting on the BBC. This is the conversation. I've been speaking with Mr. Conrad Francis, the president of the Grenada Athletics Association. Bye-bye, that's it.